LeBron James telling reporters that his relationship with Jaylen Brown has been respectful, except for one thing has set tongues wagging on the internet. The tension between the James family and the Celtics star over comments made about Bronny is something that has been brewing for close to 2 years now, and we are going to examine how it started, what was said, and why this situation refuses to go away. So with reports of friction between Bronny James and Jaylen Brown making headlines after the Lakers hosted the Celtics, let us get into exactly what happened. The game that brought it all back. On Sunday, February 22, 2026, the Boston Celtics walked into Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles and handled business against the Lakers. The Celtics beat the Lakers 111-89 on Sunday, fueled by Jaylen Brown's 32 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals. This was not a close game. This was not a contest that went down to the wire. The Celtics came in, established their dominance, and the Lakers had no answer for it. Brown finished with a game-high 32 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals, as the Celtics improved to 37-19. On the other side of the ledger, the Lakers fell to 34-22. The 22-point margin told the story of a game that was over well before the final buzzer sounded. Now, what makes this game relevant is not the final score. What makes it relevant is what happened after the game. LeBron James, the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, stood in front of reporters and was asked about Jaylen Brown and the season the Celtics star is having. That question in itself was straightforward. Brown is having an MVP caliber year. The Celtics are sitting in the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. There is a lot to talk about when it comes to Jaylen Brown in February 2026, but LeBron did not just talk about Brown's season. He went somewhere else. He went back to 2024. He went back to the Summer League. He went back to what Jaylen Brown said about his son, Bronny James. Our relationship has been pretty respectful. Besides the he said about Bronny at Summer League, LeBron told reporters. He said it with a smile, but the message was clear. He had not forgotten. As James and the media laughed, he was asked if they had gotten past that incident. I think he went on social media and said something about it, so it's all good, LeBron continued. Bronny got a long way to go, but that's another story. Now, if you are just hearing about this for the first time, you need to understand where all of this started, because LeBron did not bring up Jaylen Brown's name for no reason. There is history here. There is a moment that went viral, a comment that was caught on camera, and a reaction that has lingered for close to 2 years. The game on Sunday was just the latest chapter. The Celtics won. Brown dominated, but the post-game interview is what everyone is talking about. The fact that LeBron brought up what happened at Summer League while standing in his own locker room after a 22-point loss tells you exactly how much those comments still matter to him. And here is the thing. LeBron did not just stop at calling out what Brown said about Bronny. He also gave Brown his flowers. The elder James maintained that Brown has been playing great basketball, adding that the Celtics star is not being talked about enough for the MVP award. That is a significant endorsement coming from a 4-time MVP. But even in the middle of giving that endorsement, the Bronny comment hung over everything like a cloud. This whole MVP thing, I don't understand why his name is not getting talked about some as well, LeBron said. Like nobody gave them a shot to start the season. Those words are genuine. LeBron recognizes what Brown is doing. He sees the numbers. He sees the Celtics winning without Jason Tatum. But there is still that one thing, that one comment, that one moment at the Summer League that LeBron has carried with him from July 2024 all the way to February 2026. So the question is, what exactly did Jaylen Brown say? And why did it hit LeBron so hard that he is still bringing it up almost 2 years later? That is what we need to go back to. That is where this story really begins. Let us go back to July 2024. The NBA Summer League is in Las Vegas. The Lakers and the Celtics are playing at the Thomas and Mack Center. This is not a regular season game. This is not a playoff series. This is the Summer League, where young players and draft picks get their first taste of NBA competition. Bronny James, fresh off being selected by the Lakers with the number 55 overall pick in the draft that summer, was on the court playing for the Lakers Summer League squad. The spotlight was on him. Every move he made was being dissected. Every shot he took or missed was being analyzed. Being the son of LeBron James meant that Bronny was operating under a level of scrutiny that no other second-round pick has ever had to deal with. In the stands, sitting courtside, was Jaylen Brown. Brown was courtside at the Thomas and Mack Center with Kysre Gondrezick and Angel Reese, and a brief exchange between the three was caught by the NBC Sports Boston cameras during the game broadcast. And that exchange is what started all of this. Honestly, I don't think Bronny is a pro. Brown appeared to say of the 55th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft. The cameras caught it. The lip readers went to work, and the clip went viral within hours. But that was not all that was said. Gondrezick seemingly replied, "I think he'll be on the G League team for sure." That response from Gondrezick was the more measured take. She was acknowledging that Bronny might not be ready for the NBA, but would at least have a place in the developmental league. Brown, however, took it further. Brown apparently then said, "I don't think so. I think because of his name, he'll be on the Lakers." That was the line that cut the deepest. Brown was not just questioning Bronny's ability. He was suggesting that the only reason Bronny would be on an NBA roster was because his last name is James. That is a different level of criticism. That is questioning whether a player earned his spot. Now, to be fair to Brown, it's easy to see why Brown wasn't impressed with the 19-year-old James, who got the start for the Lakers, but scored just 2 points off 1 for 5 shooting. Bronny did not have a strong summer league showing. The numbers were not there. The on-court impact was limited. If you were evaluating Bronny purely on what you saw on the court that night, you could make a case that his performance did not look like that of an NBA player. But there is a difference between thinking that privately and saying it out loud while cameras are on you. Brown was sitting courtside at a nationally broadcast event. Cameras are everywhere at the Summer League. The idea that your conversation would not be picked up or lip-read is naive at best. And the clip spread like wildfire. The internet did what the internet does. The debate was immediate and intense. Some people agreed with Brown. They pointed to Bronny's stats, his struggles at USC, and the perception that he was drafted because of his father's influence. Others came to Bronny's defense, arguing that he was a 19-year-old who had survived cardiac arrest just a year earlier and was still developing as a player. He committed to USC, but at a practice in July ahead of his freshman season, James collapsed after experiencing cardiac arrest caused by a congenital heart defect. That is not a small thing. Bronny literally had a life-threatening medical event, recovered, played college basketball, and then got drafted. The journey itself was remarkable, regardless of where you stand on his NBA readiness. He was released from the hospital a few days later, and ultimately got some action for the Trojans after missing the first 8 games of the 2023-24 campaign. James averaged 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 0.8 steals in 19.4 minutes across 25 appearances while shooting 36.6% overall. Those are not numbers that scream NBA star, but the context matters. This was a kid who had to fight his way back from a heart condition to even play basketball again. So when Brown sat courtside and said he did not think Bronny was a pro and implied his roster spot was purely about his name, it hit different. It was not just basketball analysis, it was personal. And LeBron James heard every word of it. The clip did not stay on social media for long before Brown responded. Shortly after the clip went viral, Brown reposted it on X and wrote a caption where he saluted LeBron for having his son join him in the NBA and said that Bronny has the resources to become a successful player. Brown posted, "It's a flex to have your son alongside you in the NBA. It reflects greatness and longevity." He added, "Bronny has all the tools around him to be successful. I look forward to watching his growth." Was that a genuine change of heart? Was it damage control? That depends on who you ask. But the original comment was already out there. The clip had already gone viral. And as we now know, LeBron James never forgot it. To understand why LeBron is still carrying this, you have to understand what Bronny James has been through and what he continues to deal with every single day as an NBA player. For Bronny James, the road to the NBA was never going to be difficult only because of the skill level required to succeed in the league. It was also about avoiding constant comparisons to his legendary father, with fans, critics, and at times even players taking jabs at him. Every game Bronny plays, every stat line he puts up, every minute he spends on the floor is measured against the career of one of the greatest basketball players who has ever lived. That is not a fair standard for anyone, let alone a second-round draft pick in his second year. During his rookie season, he appeared in 27 games, averaging 2.3 points, 0.7 rebounds, and 0.8 assists in 6.7 minutes per game, while shooting 31.3% from the field and 28.1% from beyond the arc. Those numbers are not going to wow anyone. They are the numbers of a player who is learning, developing, and getting used to the speed and physicality of the NBA. But here's the thing about development. It takes time, and the Lakers have been deliberate about giving Bronny that time. Bronny James is dividing his time between the LA Lakers and their G League affiliate, the South Bay Lakers, for the 2025-26 season. He has been alternating between the two teams to further develop his skills. In the G League, Bronny has shown flashes of what he can become. Bronny has averaged 2.2 points and 1.2 assists in 29 appearances with the Lakers this season, while playing 7.3 minutes per game. In 6 games with the South Bay Lakers, he's averaged 15.5 points and 5.2 assists. The gap between his NBA numbers and his G League numbers tells the story of a player who can perform when given consistent playing time and a defined role. The USC product appears to be gaining confidence as he continues to get comfortable at the NBA level. "I feel different. I feel way more comfortable," James said. My teammates believe in me. My coaches believe in me. That's all I've wanted. So it's just good to get out there and take advantage of it." That is a young man who is doing the work. He is not making excuses. He is not complaining about the criticism. He is putting his head down and getting better. And his shooting has improved this season. James's stats are similar to his rookie season, with some areas of improvement, as he is shooting 40.7% from the field and 42.3% from distance, while seeing a slight boost in minutes per game, going from 31% from the field and 28% from three to over 40% from the field and over 42% from three is significant progress. Bronny has also spoken about his confidence in the Lakers as a team. He expressed confidence that the squad could be legitimate title contenders this season. Our team believes that we can be contenders and make a deep playoff run, James said. We all believe that. It's just going to come down to playing hard and playing smart and winning games. Now, does any of that change what Jaylen Brown said in the Summer League? No. Brown looked at Bronny's performance on one night and made a judgment, and the numbers from that night backed up his assessment. But basketball development is not a one-night evaluation. It is a process, and Bronny is in the middle of that process. LeBron has always defended Bronny, even when journalists suggested that the reason he is on the Lakers is because of his father. That is what fathers do. LeBron has never pretended that Bronny is the finished product. He said it himself after the Celtics game. Bronny's got a long way to go, but that's another story. He acknowledges the reality. But acknowledging that your son needs to develop is different from an opposing player publicly questioning whether your son belongs in the league at all. That is the distinction that matters here. LeBron is not upset that people have opinions about Bronny. He is upset that Jaylen Brown, a star player with a platform, sitting courtside at a summer league game, made those comments publicly. The cameras were rolling, the clip went viral, and Bronny had to deal with the fallout. Bronny did not play in the Lakers' loss Sunday night. He was not in uniform for the game against the Celtics. But that did not stop the Bronny conversation from dominating the post-game, because LeBron made sure it did. The history between LeBron and Jaylen Brown stretches back further than just the Summer League comment. They have competed against each other in big moments. They have mutual respect on the court, but when you bring someone's child into the conversation, the dynamic changes. It is no longer just basketball, it is personal. And personal things do not get forgotten easily. Now here is where the story gets interesting, because despite everything that happened with the Bronny comment, LeBron James went out of his way to praise Jaylen Brown, and that praise was not empty. It was backed by what Brown has done on the court this season. In 50 games, Jaylen Brown has averaged 29.2 points, 7.0 rebounds, and 4.8 assists. Those are numbers that belong in any MVP conversation. He was an all-star for the fourth year in a row, but he's far from an MVP favorite. And that is something LeBron took issue with. The context of Brown's season makes his numbers even more impressive. The Celtics lost Jason Tatum to a devastating injury. Tatum underwent surgery on his ruptured right Achilles tendon on May 13th, after suffering the injury in Game 4 of the Celtics' second-round series against the New York Knicks. Losing a player of Tatum's caliber would cripple most teams. Tatum was the Celtics' leading scorer, their primary playmaker, their franchise cornerstone. Tatum originally tore the Achilles during Boston's Eastern Conference playoff semifinal against the New York Knicks last year. Before the injury, Tatum averaged 26.8 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 6.0 assists across the 2024-25 regular season, underlining how much production Boston are missing. But it was not just Tatum. LeBron laid out the full picture of what the Celtics lost. He's using the motivation of a lot of people saying they're going to have a down year, because obviously JT being out, them losing Drew Holiday, Al Horford leaves, Porzingis leaves, their whole championship team pretty much revamped. LeBron told reporters, the Celtics' 2024 championship roster was gutted. Tatum is injured. Holiday was traded. Horford retired. Porzingis was moved. The team that won it all was fundamentally different. And yet, here they are, sitting in the second seed in the East with a 37-19 record. That is largely because of Jaylen Brown. When Jason Tatum was ruled out for the season, few gave the Boston Celtics much of a chance to make a mark in the playoffs, or even reach them. However, Brown's 29.2 points per game have helped lift the Celtics to second place in the East, and they are now among the favorites to win the finals. LeBron sees all of this, and he respects it. Four-time MVP LeBron James said he thinks Brown has a case this season to earn his first. That endorsement carries weight. When the all-time leading scorer in NBA history says you should be in the MVP conversation, people listen. But then LeBron went further with his critique of the MVP process itself. I'ma be honest, I don't understand the criteria of MVP anymore. I kind of stopped giving a damn about it a long time ago. I got my own personal issues about it. So yeah, these guys will tell you why, he said, gesturing to his Lakers teammates in the locker room. That is LeBron being LeBron. He has long felt that the MVP voting process is flawed, And he used this moment to make that point while simultaneously advocating for Brown. So you have this situation where LeBron is genuinely championing Jaylen Brown for MVP, while simultaneously reminding everyone that Brown once questioned whether his son belonged in the NBA. Those two things exist side by side. They are not contradictory. They are the reality of professional sports. You can respect someone's game and still carry a grudge about something they said about your kid. When asked if the two had moved past the situation, James offered clarity without hostility. "We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Yeah, we'll be all right," he repeated. The repetition itself was telling. It was not an emphatic declaration that everything was fine. It was a measured, calculated response that left just enough room for interpretation. Brown, for his part, indicated that he and LeBron spoke about more than what was shared publicly. Brown said there was more he and James spoke about, but he was not going to share it. That statement alone tells you that there was a conversation behind closed doors. What was said in that conversation? Neither party has revealed it. But the fact that Brown acknowledged it happened suggests that the Summer League comment was addressed directly between the two of them at some point. Brown has averaged 29.2 points and 7 rebounds per game this season, and is shooting nearly 49% from the field. That is a player who has elevated his game to a level that demands recognition. And LeBron, despite everything, gave him that recognition. That is the sign of a player who has been in the league for over 2 decades. You can separate the personal from the professional. You can acknowledge greatness even when you are holding on to something personal. The question that remains is whether this situation will continue to linger, or whether it has finally been put to rest. LeBron said it is all good. Brown said there was a private conversation, but actions speak louder than words. And LeBron bringing it up unprompted in a post-game press conference after a 22-point loss suggests that the wound has not fully healed. So where does all of this leave us? We have a situation where one of the biggest stars in the NBA made a comment about the son of the biggest star in NBA history. And almost 2 years later, that comment is still making headlines. That tells you everything about the dynamics at play here. First, let us talk about what LeBron's comments mean for the relationship going forward. James maintained that he and Brown have remained civil, even if the latter criticized the former's son, Bronny James, last year. Civil is the key word. Not friendly, not close, civil. That is the word you use when you are keeping things professional, but not going out of your way to build a relationship. When asked whether he had addressed the issue with Brown, James reiterated that it's all good between him and the Celtics star. But the fact that LeBron keeps bringing it up, even while saying it is all good, tells a different story. If it were truly all good, there would be no need to mention it at all. The Summer League was almost 2 years ago. Brown apologized on social media. Bronny is in his 2nd season. The moment should have passed by now, but it has not. And that is because when it comes to your children, there is no statute of limitations on hurt feelings. LeBron is not just an NBA player, he is a father. And when someone publicly questions whether your child belongs, that stays with you. It does not matter if the person apologizes. It does not matter if the person walks it back. The original comment lives in your memory. Though James admitted that Bronny has a ways to go in his development in the league, and he wasn't that serious about it Sunday night, he's clearly not going to forget those who have criticized his son in the past, even if it was years ago. That is the reality. LeBron will always remember. He may forgive, he may move on, but he will not forget. Now let us talk about Bronny. It's unclear whether Bronny has forgiven Brown for his comments. Bronny has not spoken publicly about how he feels regarding what Brown said. He has kept his head down and focused on his development. That is the right approach for a young player. Getting into a public back and forth with an established star like Jaylen Brown would serve no purpose. The best response Bronny can give is to keep getting better, keep improving his game, and prove the doubters wrong through his play. And there are signs that Bronny is doing exactly that. His shooting percentages have improved. His confidence has grown. He has spoken about feeling comfortable with his teammates and coaches. The G League stints have given him valuable playing time that he would not get with the Lakers' main roster. The development plan is working, even if the results are not yet showing up in a significant way at the NBA level. The Los Angeles Lakers announced on February 9th that LeBron's son has been assigned to their G League affiliate, the South Bay Lakers, following the team's recent win over the Golden State Warriors. The move is designed to give the 2024 second-round pick consistent minutes as part of his ongoing development. The Lakers are investing in Bronny's growth. They are not giving up on him. They are not treating him as a novelty act. They are putting him in situations where he can develop at his own pace. LeBron himself acknowledged that Bronny still has work to do, but he also made it clear that the trajectory is positive and that the criticisms from 2024 do not define his son's future. The question of whether Bronny James is a pro has already been answered by the simple fact that he is in the NBA. He is on a roster. He is getting minutes. He is developing, Whether he becomes a rotation player, a starter, or a career G Leaguer remains to be seen. But the opportunity is there, and he is making the most of it. As for Jaylen Brown, his focus is on something much bigger than a Summer League comment from 2 years ago. He is trying to lead the Celtics to a championship without their best player. Tatum, Achilles, said that he was feeling good after taking part in practice with the G League's main Celtics on Tuesday, but he remained non-committal about returning to action during the 2025-26 season. Whether Tatum comes back this year or not, Brown has already proven that he can carry a team. His numbers speak for themselves. His impact speaks for itself. Brown dropped 32 on the Lakers on Sunday night. He had 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals. He did it on the road in a building where LeBron James plays. That is a statement performance, and even LeBron had to tip his cap to it. Regardless of what happened at the Summer League, the NBA is full of moments like this, moments where personal feelings and professional respect collide. LeBron James and Jaylen Brown are not enemies. They are competitors who have a complicated history that now includes a comment about a family member. That comment has created a layer of tension that exists beneath the surface of every interaction between them. Will it affect how they play against each other going forward? Probably not. LeBron is 41 years old and in the twilight of his career. Brown is in his prime and playing at an MVP level. Their competitive window against each other is closing, but the memory of that Summer League moment will likely outlast both of their playing careers. And for Bronny James, the young man at the center of all of this, the path forward is clear. Keep working, keep improving, keep proving people wrong. His father will handle the rest. Because if there is one thing we have learned about LeBron James over the course of his career, it is that he does not forget. He remembers everything, and he will always defend his family. The Lakers and Celtics will play each other again this season. Brown will continue his MVP push. Bronny will continue his development. And LeBron will continue to carry the memory of what was said at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas in July 2024. That moment, captured on camera and amplified by social media, has become a permanent part of the narrative surrounding all 3 players. It is a reminder that in the NBA, words matter. And sometimes, the words spoken courtside at a Summer League game can echo for years. That is the story. A father defending his son, a star player who said too much on camera, and a young player caught in the middle, trying to build a career while the world debates whether he deserves to be there. The basketball will continue, the games will be played, but the words do not go away. They never do.